Hey everybody, Playtendoguy here, and I'm back with another video. A few days ago I went to Norwich and I did do a bit of Blu-ray, DVD and video game hunting, and did go into a few shops and actually get some footage. So here is all the footage of our trip to Norwich a few days ago. So without further ado, let's hit the road and see what we can find. So we've finally arrived at Norwich, and the first stop of the day is H&B. Here's a look outside of the shop and the lovely display they have outside with all the various goodies they sell. Inside the store now, and we are seeing all the latest new releases here, such as A Quiet Place Part 2, Those Who Wish Me Dead, The Father, Cruella, Luca, Mortal Kombat and various other titles. There's a good mix here of titles, from big budget ones to new recent entries. There's also this cool new release with David Bowie called Just a Gigolo. It's a lovely looking set, but 21 quid is a bit too pricey in my opinion. Here's a look at some of the 4Ks, as well as some of the 2 for 13 Blu-rays and 2 for 10 DVDs. There's a good selection here of classic titles and some pretty recent stuff. Here's a look at some of the big box sets they have on Blu-ray. Again, a decent selection of stuff. Here is the big wall of Blu-rays, a huge cornucopia amount of stuff here to choose from. If I list all the stuff here, I'd be here all day, but I'll let you look and see what titles there are available. Here's a look at the horror section, and unfortunately a lot of big titles weren't in stock here, which is a shame. Here we have all the Arrow stuff, but unfortunately they're not on offer at the moment. But what is on offer at the moment is the 88 films. They're $9.99 or 2 for $15. Though that being said, there's a lot of variation in what is actually on offer, so you'll best check on the website to know what titles you want before going in store. And here's a quick look outside at the other display window at H&B, and it's full with box sets, vinyls and posters. Really lovely looking display. Next up is Poundland number 1. And unfortunately this store hasn't had a delivery in whatsoever. It's the same old stock that was here a few weeks ago, just been moved around a little bit. There's plenty of Planet of the Apes and Charlie Countryman. It's all just your typical filler stock. No new deliveries like what they've had in my local store, like It Comes at Night and the new Tremors film, but here's hoping they'll have some new deliveries pretty soon. One thing I did notice in Poundland is this cool Knight Rider card game. Never seen this before, but looks kind of good. All this Blu-ray hunting is thirsty work, so it's a perfect time for a lovely latte, courtesy of Cafe Nero. Right, next stop is Poundland number 2, and this store has absolutely hordes of titles in, but unfortunately it's mostly all the same old stock you find in other stores. There is a few different titles here that you don't normally see in other stores. I actually did see a copy of Kill Bill Volume 2 here, which is very tempting, and yes, I did pick it up. But apart from that, nothing really here that takes my fancy. We're now in Game Now. Norwich used to have 2 game stores, but one of them closed down, and then the other one closed down and moved into House of Fraser. So we're currently in House of Fraser in its game department, and overall it's a pretty decent little store. There's not a lot of stock here. We have all the latest new PS4, Xbox One and Switch releases, which is pretty cool, and there's some cool little odds and sods here like Animal Crossing toys and like various sweets and treats, which is cool, but again, nothing really here that takes my fancy. So the final stop of the day is Smith's, and first up I'm seeing the Pokemon selection. They've even got the new Pokemon 2022 annual in, which feels quite early, but actually soon be Christmas, so no it isn't. Here is the big wall of pops, and overall there's a decent selection here. They've got plenty of all like normal size pops as well as the extra large ones. There's also a decent little Harry Potter selection here with a lovely looking Hedgewing. There's also your Star Wars stuff here, but typically with Smiths they don't really have a lot of Star Wars stock, which seems kind of odd. Onto the games now, and we have a quick look at the PlayStation 5 stock, and they've got a pretty decent range of all the new titles, though I do think the games are way overpriced. Onto the PS4 side of things, and there's a good selection of titles here, as always there is in Smiths, but there's nothing really here that takes my fancy. Most of it is what I've already got, or stuff that's coming out later in the year as a pre-order. Xbox now, and again there's a decent range of titles here, but I don't have an Xbox, so none of the titles really interest me that much, but I do notice that they've got a pre-order for the new Prince of Persia remake, which is coming out next year. And here's a look at the Switch section, and overall they've got a great range of stock here, ranging from all different titles and genres, and they're pretty good offers on as well, with Balan Wonderworld being 10 quid, even though it's not very good, and the brilliant Bravely Default 2 only £25. That's enough shopping for today, so let's bugger off home and see what I picked up. So anyway, we've returned to Norwich, and I did pick up a few things from there. Overall, it was a pretty nice day. Traffic wasn't too bad, and the city wasn't too hectic. When HMV, it was okay. The staff weren't very helpful, which was really disappointing. But apart from that, it was a fine day, and we did get some pretty good pickups. First up is actually a t-shirt. Please excuse it being quite creased, because HMV really folded it up really quite badly, and that is this cool Optimus Prime t-shirt. I really like that. It looks like a fusion of Transformers meets Tron. Really like that. It's only £3.99, and I thought that looked absolutely amazing, so I had to get that. As for Blu-rays, I did pick up A Quiet Place Part 2. Watched it the other day. Absolutely loved it. Fantastic, tense film, on the edge of your seats. Honestly, superbly directed by John Krasinski, and it's great to see Cillian Murphy joining the cast. And one thing I love about this film is that it's so short. It's only just over an hour and a half, and it's so tense. There's hardly any actual blood or gore in it. It's just a very good thrilling film, and I can't wait until the third one comes out. As you may have seen with my normal Blu-ray hunt, I actually did get quite a fair bit of pickups from Poundland, as they had a new delivery. In the Norwich one, unfortunately, there wasn't any real new deliveries, though I did pick up 3 titles. These ones have all been doing the rounds in Poundland before, but I never really bothered to pick them up until now. First up is Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. This is based on a Tom Clancy novel. The characters by Tom Clancy. It stars Chris Pine and Keira Knightley. It's going to be like a Mission Impossible thriller. Looks like it could be quite a good time. I haven't actually seen this film before, so I probably will be watching this quite soon, because I imagine it should be a pretty decent time. For £2, it's not too bad. I think I might have seen a Jack Ryan film before with Harrison Ford. I can't really remember. I just picked this one up mainly due to the cast, because it's got Bill Murray and Chris O'Dowd in, as well as Melissa McCarthy, who can be hit and miss. I much prefer her in her dramatic roles than her comedy roles. But the story of this sounds quite cool, and that is St. Vincent. It's basically about this single mother having to leave her child with Bill Murray to look after, and they create a sort of bond. It looks like a sort of a charming sort of film. Could be quite funny. I mean, Chris O'Dowd, it's great to see him in some stuff, so yeah, Looking forward to watching this one. I should think this will be quite a good film. And the final one from Norwich is a Quentin Tarantino film. I seem to be picking up loads of these from Poundland, but this is one that I have seen, or I haven't. This is one I have seen. Well, I've actually seen the first one, but not the second one. And that is Kill Bill Volume 2. Yeah, I think this is a resale one, but for £2, I'm not too bothered. I remember seeing the first one years ago, but I can't remember seeing the second one. Really need to pick up the first one, so yeah. Kill Bill Volume 2. Not too bad. I've actually got quite a lot of Quentin Tarantino's films, but I've only ever seen one of them, and that is Kill Bill Volume 1. So yeah, just over 2 hours long. So that's all the pickups I got from Norwich. Not a bad little haul. I mean, it's a shame that Poundland didn't have more in, but you always expect these things. But yeah, I'm glad I got the t-shirt, glad I got Quiet Place 2. Pretty good time. Can't wait to go to Norwich again. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you ever so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could like and subscribe, that would be totally awesome. And as always, till next time, bye.